This is our 18th season of free concerts in MacArthur Park. Es nuestra temporada 18 de hacer conciertos gratis aquí en el Parque MacArthur. This is part of our mission to build community through music. Es parte de nuestra misión y trabajo de construir comunidad a través de la música. Antes del concierto con Medusa, before the concert with Medusa, and No Easy Props, we are pleased to bring you a special conversation co-presented with Zócalo Public Square. Antes de que empiece el show, tenemos el honor de hacer una plática con artistas y con la organización Zócalo Public Square. Y con eso les presento a nuestra compañera Ariana Lee. So I would love to introduce our friend Ariana from Zócalo.
Hello, good evening. I'm Ariana Levitt L.A, and I'm the Senior Public Programs Coordinator at Zócalo Public Square, a unit of Arizona State University Media Enterprise. At Zócalo, our mission is to connect people to ideas and to each other. Everything we do is free, and everyone is welcome. We publish original writing and present conversations like this one. You can find us at zocalopublicsquare.org, on podcast platforms, and YouTube. So please subscribe for our latest programs. We were founded in 2003 and are now celebrating our 22nd birthday year. We're excited to be here at Levitt Pavilion tonight. We're starting off the night with a conversation asking, can hip-hop be the soundtrack for change? Thank you to Levitt Pavilion, Los Angeles, for co-presenting this program. This program is made possible by the generous support of Akiva and Martin Jacobs and sponsored by Adam Tickets. I'll now introduce our guests. In one of the rooms in the hip hop culture house, engraved on the walls, is a live account of the #1 super soul sister who has the blessing to be dubbed the Angela Davis of hip hop. Starting off emceeing as a 16-year-old pop blocker, Medusa continues to cultivate hip-hop seeds in South Central and across the country in unprecedented numbers. Medusa is respected and adorned as a queen to the word and power of her music and what she stands for. Not just the fact that she is the undisputed queen of West Coast underground hip-hop. Khansa Jones Muhammad, better known as Friday Jones, is a reparations advocate and educator. She is the vice president of the Los Angeles Reparations Advisory Commission, appointed by former Mayor Eric Garcetti. She is a business manager to the stars with over 30 years in business management, including for music industry clients. Over to you, Khansa.
All right, Zócalo is in the building. This is nice, right? Medusa. This is really nice. Okay, look, thank you all so much for being here. Medusa, it is an honor for me. Fun fact for people who might not know, when I first became a Los Angeles transplant, this woman was the first live performer, one of the first 3 live performances that I saw in the city of Los Angeles. So this is a full circle moment.
Wow.
And
let me guess. Fado-dos.
Fado-dos. Back in the day.
I love it.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we have to do some housekeeping. Before we start, I'd like to remind our audience that we'll have a few minutes for Q&A at the end of this conversation. If you're watching online, you can submit your questions to the live chat on YouTube. And for those of you that are here in person, you can text your questions to the number on your wristband. If you don't have a wristband, there are people walking around, with shirts on that say Zócalo. Pull one of them to the side. Make sure you get a wristband if you want to ask a question. So let's get into this.
Let's go.
The godmother of West Coast hip hop.
What a special moniker, the godmother.
Everybody don't get a godmother, so that's like a holy title right there.
Come on, I was ready for auntie.
The godmother. Okay, so Medusa, some of us know the mythology. We don't know the deep mythology because actually Medusa was kind of a victim until she decided she wasn't going to be anymore,
Come on.
truth be told.
Come on.
So you have to tell folks who don't know, how did you get that name?
I mean, it is something that is so simple for me. I turn whack MCs to stone. Without a doubt.
That's why they
And-
called you the Godmother.
Come on now. and I look at, you know, the snakes for hair, it really being dreadlocks, but each one of them has their own persona that they kick through me. So I like that energy of a Medusa as well. And on top of it, the way a jellyfish swims, which is free form, it's freestyling, is a Medusa form.
A Medusa form.
Absolutely.
That's
Look it
some
up.
high-level math right there for you folks.
Come on.
Okay, so we heard in your intro, you started out as a pop locker
Come
at
on.
the tender age of 16.
Yes.
And you've been at this for a while, though.
It's the culture.
It
The
is the
culture
culture.
got me. You know, I started seeing pop lockers on Soul Train
Oh, wow.
on Saturday mornings.
That was the thing to do.
That turned me out. The lockers and the pop lockers. So I got picked to be in a crew called the Groovatrons when I was in Pomona.
That had to be the 80s.
Oh yeah, definitely. Groovatrons.
The
Yeah.
Trons, yeah.
Absolutely. and my pop lock name is Lady Tick Tut.
Okay.
Those were a couple of my favorite moves. Ticking and tutting.
Lady Tick Tut. So
Yes.
now, all these years later, and I get to sit on the stage with you now, all these years later, what would everything that you know now about the business, about being an entertainer, having traveled around the world, what would you have advised your 16-year-old self?
I would have told little young Tick Tut to take advantage of every opportunity given to you as long as it resonates with your spirit as being the correct energy. I would have also told her to try as much things as possible that seem difficult to you so that you can overcome, you know. I would have also told her that to battle men is nothing.
Hey.
You know, you can't think of it as a man and woman thing. You have to think of it as an art. And when you are an artist and you provide artistry, there really is no genre in that, no gender in that, no.
Facts.
Yeah, you know, because for me, music is music. That's how I grew up. My mother listened to jazz, soul, a little bit of Phoebe Snow, a little bit of Carole King on top of that Isley Brother, on
Okay.
top of that James Brown. So in our house, there was no genre of music. You know what I mean?
It was good cleanup
It
music
was-
at my house.
Hey, there it is. That right there.
After Soul Train, you had to clean up to the
Yes,
music.
that was our cleanup music. My mother is right out here. She knows that's the music we clean the house to. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Oh my God, that is taking me back. We spoke a little bit in preparation for today, and I talked about my friend Rhonda Robinson, and some folks may know her as Lady May. She's worked with Blue Cantrell. She did some ghostwriting for J-Lo and for Beyonce.
Hey.
And that was back in the early 90s. She asked me to manage her, and I said no. And we're seeing the headlines. We all watched the Diddy case. We all saw what happened. I'm here. I see some Howard folks in here. We went to school with his right man hand, and so Harv Pierre. And so I told my friend no because I didn't think I could protect her. And women in this space, there's a level of protection that's needed.
Yes.
I don't know. What do you say to sort of that industry and that creating a safe space for women to make their way in this entertainment business?
I think more than anything, it is crucial for women to know before they get a hold of them that they are beautiful.
Amen.
They are beautiful naturally, with no makeup, without exposing your body, without extra cleavage and all. You are naturally beautiful, and you have to believe that. You know, I would say that first and foremost. If that isn't instilled in your body and in your spirit, you're liable to open up and fall for anything.
Facts.
Okay? Second of all, you have to have people around you that you trust. You know, you trust their word. If you ask them a question about the energy in the room, you have to trust what's being delivered to you. Because if you are rolling with someone that is not in your inner best interest circle, they will talk you into taking money in many ways. And sometimes that's not the best company for you. I just got a call the other day, and this sister, my girl Taisha, said, hey, so-and-so wants to executive produce me. So does so-and-so. And I want to know, what do you think about that? What do you feel? I said, you know what? You make beautiful music on your own. You have literally produced for yourself and executive produced yourself, and you are asking me the question. So if you have that question to ask, sometimes there's some doubt already in the back of your mind that you need to ask that question, right?
Yes.
So trust your first mind. If you have to ask a question about someone's intentions and energy, then maybe it is not the right energy for you.
And we have to learn to trust that. That was in your first answer.
Absolutely.
With your conversation with your young self, knowing your own energy field and what should be for you and really what's not for you. Because we do know. We get that six tingly, you know, the spider senses, especially as women.
Yes.
That womb starts talking. And we have to listen.
Come on.
All right. Now, Project Blowed Workshop.
Woo!
That's taken us back. But when I read about it, I don't know that there's anything. There are a couple of things that are like it. UNG, unsigned artist, Madman, he does his thing in South Central L.A. I think Tiffany Red has like a safe music business initiative. But talk about what you created back then, because I feel like we need that, and that's a way to create that safe space that artists need basically to incubate, to grow up.
Absolutely. That's like the next level. I was just talking about this. There are many institutions that we grow up in schools, and those are the levels that you meet your next family. You know what I mean? When you're in grade school, in high school, in college, you are meeting the people that you are going to grow into the next level of your life in, right?
Yep.
So Project Blowed Workshop did that for me. And mind you, you said workshop.
Yes.
We are workshopping our talent. We don't walk in already thinking that we got it. We don't walk in thinking that we're dope. Yeah, we might think we got a dope rhyme. We're finna kick for you that day. But get ready for constructive criticism. That's what workshopping is. And that's how you find your next family. Because, you know, if somebody can give you that critique and that constructive criticism that makes you a better MC, a better business head, a better dancer, then they have your best interest once again in heart. They really do.
I love the idea of that because, you know, we all know Erykah Badu's line, she's sensitive about her ish. But sometimes you need to hear that constructive criticism from your peers to help you elevate the art form.
Come on. Absolutely.
That's real.
It really is. You know, I feel like if somebody loves you enough, they're going to tell you about yourself.
Facts. And you gotta put on your big girl, big boy underpants and your thick skin, grow a thick skin to have those conversations. For me, on the accounting side, on the business management side, professionally, there's something called Black Entertainment Sports Lawyers Association. Because we have folks listening online, I want to say that out loud because that's one of the only conferences that I know of where you can go and kick it in the Caribbean with beautiful waters and talk to some of the top attorneys in this country, entertainment attorneys, heads of NBC, heads of television stations, heads of like Telemundo, and actually learn the business side.
See, I have to come on that cruise.
Look, now I haven't been in a while, but I'm down to go because I will tell you, professionally, you know, the music industry, just like this stage, setting up the lighting, we had sound check before we started. There are all these ancillary careers around the art.
Absolutely.
But just like you're workshopping to elevate your craft, you also need to be building a team.
Yes. That's crazy because when I taught at Cal Arts, that was one of the things that I had to get youngsters to realize. Maybe being an MC is not your job. Maybe writing rhymes is not your stick. You know, maybe I saw your artwork. Maybe you would be better at some graphics for the LED screen. You know, maybe you would be better for graphics for your album cover. You know, the T-shirts that are being made.
Merch is big business.
Absolutely. You know, maybe you're a great lighting person because you just told me, you know, there's a shadow on his face. If we moved over to the left, that's amazing.
Yep.
Not everyone knows that.
Yep.
So, you know, you have to explore yourself and your options to understand that, you know, there's more to it than just writing that rhyme, just being that manager. You know, if you don't know all aspects of the business, if you can't, for me, if you can't walk in a studio session and make a session report so that you understand who the engineer was, who's the producer, how many hours have you been there?
We don't get liner notes anymore, though. So we don't see the team.
Come on.
That it's like a hidden thing now. You got to really like dig, as we used to say, into the crates to find out.
Yes. I used to sit, that's how I got to know Stevie Wonder's lyrics, by reading the liner notes. Same with a Carole King, reading liner notes. That was everything. Because without the music, it's a beautiful poem. It's a beautiful story that's being told. So yeah, we need that.
And I got to shout out my Uncle Mike is in the audience. When I graduated from Howard University, the book he gave me was The Business of Music.
Ooh,
And
see?
that is like, it's a thick book, but if you want to know how you're going to get paid, your mechanical royalties,
Come on.
and all of the things, you got to open a book sometimes.
I had that same book, love.
Hey,
The
see?
same book, yes. I wouldn't hunted that book down.
We out here giving y'all pearls. We're giving you the pearls, so take notes. Let's do a little transition. I am a reparationist, and political power and the power dynamics of the industry itself. One of the things that artists think they have to do is sell their souls, right? That's fear-based energy. That's fear. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I'm afraid if I don't do this, I won't be able to be on, get put on.
Yeah.
How can we combat that fear through the music and through the art so that we can start not only building self-empowerment, but building economic power as well?
I think that's a conversation that needs to be had in music. You know, hip-hop is sometimes very surface. They don't want to go past that layer so that we understand, yes, this is some place that we can actually retire from.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, if you got the right team, yes.
We can get a pension. You know what I mean? And I think it's necessary for us to be able to show our hands sometimes and pitch in on something together. You know, we're always waiting for a label or some company, some executive to come along and sweep us up and save us when we are our best saviors.
Yes.
You know,
Say that again.
If I have 3,000 on it and you have 2 on it and you have 3, then let's put our money together and really lay out the paperwork where everyone feels safe, and let's go ahead and do this.
So paperwork, in my world, we're going to do a waterfall contract. Waterfall
Come on.
contract. The waterfall contract lets everybody know what we're doing, how much we're putting in, what each of our roles are, who's going to get paid if we get paid, because
Say
sometimes
that.
you don't get paid.
Come on.
But the goal is to get paid and how we're going to get paid. And you put it in a waterfall contract, meaning all parties come to the table and have one master contract so we know who all the players are to what we're doing economically.
See, you see that? A waterfall contract. And sometimes it requires a sunset clause.
Yes.
If you've already made your money, and then some. Now we have to fade you back. It's a sunset clause. As it continues to grow, then your money gets a little less and maybe just a little splash, so the others can have an opportunity to make the same money as you.
All right. One of the things in my recommendations to Mayor Karen Bass on the advisory commission included a fund similar to former Mayor Eric Garcetti's Evolve Entertainment Fund. And it was used to promote inclusion and internships with Hollywood. But L.A. has CSAC offices, BMI, Universal Music Group, all the big ones, Capitol Records, Mercury Records, all have offices here. How, if you could almost talk to Mayor Bass and say, look, our workshops need to look like this for reparations, because if you remember, Central Avenue was the corridor for entertainment. And unfortunately, we have a report. You can check out the report at L.A. is for All and look at the Reparations Commission. But it was the LAPD that actually just shut down those black entertainment businesses. So you give Mayor Bass a little quickie love letter to how she could create that workshop in a reparations lens.
Look, Mayor Bass, you know they have taken a lot of arts out of our institutions. And us people of color are artists first sometimes. So if we don't have it in our schools, we at least need that outsourced funding for the workshops that we are creating in our communities, so that we have the studios that are needed for our youngsters, that we have instruments for the up-and-coming musicians that desire to do so. Give us that funding and let us show you within the first 2 years what we're capable of and how interested these children are. If you can fund the high school and take it out, then you can fund us and have belief and watch the system that we create and grow with our youth.
Thank you for that. I love that. And we're almost at the end. We're almost to the part where you all get to participate and ask some questions. But I want to say this, because really politics is local and politics is power. ASCAP recently changed their contracts to where artists have 3 years to claim their royalties. And if you don't know why that is because if any business, your bank, any business that you've done with that has money, if you don't contact them and say, give me money, after 5 years it goes to the state and the state holds it in trust.
Look at that.
So that's a little loophole. So people have a way of thinking that reparations does not affect their normal lives.
Girl, now imagine if no one comes to claim their money in 3 years, that it actually went to an account where it builds interest, and you, as the people that come for your money, have actually established some interest on your money in a new account. So they're shifting money around in different accounts and making money continuously. So your money is still there. Trust and believe. If you go to it with the right paperwork and your name in hand, it should have achieved a level of interest. Ask for that interest. We need to create a petition to where we can get the interest that's left in our money that's waiting for us. That's some reparations.
That's reparations. That is something for our artists. And so we're going to turn this over, but I want people to be able to stay in touch with you. So how can people follow you?
On IG, actually on all the platforms, I'm at Legend Medusa. You can also hit me on my website, gangstagoddess.ca. And ladies, I say gangsta goddess because I gangsta my position and keep my goddess-like integrity.
Let's give it up for Medusa.
Let's give it up for Friday Jones, please.
We're going to turn it over to audience Q&A. If you have any questions for our speakers, please stand here. Otherwise, our first question is from our YouTube live chat for Medusa.
Yeah.
Do you feel hopeful for the future of hip hop?
I do if we all are seen. Sometimes there are scenes created in hip hop and there are gatekeepers that won't let certain sounds and messages in when they've made plenty of money to do so. So I would say to the gatekeepers, stop doing that. Let some real ones in that actually have a message, love, and passion for what this is. And if that happens, yes, I am thoroughly hopeful.
Our next question is also from the YouTube live chat. Friday and Medusa, what advice do you have for someone starting out in music today?
My advice is always the same. Have a good attorney. Because if you have a good attorney, your management could be rough and suspect. Your road manager might be rough and suspect. Your agent might be, if you get to the point of having an agent. But I think if you have a good attorney, and honestly, if you're young, because, this is a Favelana young people business. If you're young, you need to be if you're in L.A., you need to be at USC Law School. If you're in New York, you need to be at New York Law School and find you some law students that want to be entertainment attorneys, and you need to grow with them. And so you grow your careers together.
I like that. Also, before you go putting out your work on these platforms, register your music, register your lyrics, create your own label, and register that with ASCAP. You might win a Grammy all on your own.
Our next question is from an audience member.
I'm AK Tony. I want to know, did you bring any vinyl for sale today?
I do not have vinyl with me, but you know what? It is soon coming. The order has been made.
Okay, because I was looking for it on the internet.
I love you for that. Thank you, AK. And I do got 45s at the house, though. Come holler at me.
Our next question is also from the YouTube live chat. What new artist are you most excited about these days?
Wow. Besides myself, can I say myself?
Hey.
I'm old and new. But I really, there are a few that'll be on this stage later. I have a youngster named Ariana who is a phenomenal vocalist. I have Vintage that is going to be on this stage. I think she's phenomenal. Also, Sleepy Louie. Anyone that is slightly left of the norm, that is who I'm excited about. Because that means you're not cookie cutter, you're not doing exactly what's out there and giving us more of the same. I like the unique artists. So I'm really excited about Vintage, Ariana, Sleepy Louie right now.
Our next question is from another audience member.
Fortune is my name.
Hey,
My
Fortune.
question
What's up,
is,
Fortune?
what up? Tell your fans about longevity. How is it that you are able to stay true to yourself and then maintain this nice vibe, nice run? I'm gonna say Medusa ain't never played out in L.A. or on the West Coast. So tell your audience, how do you maintain that longevity?
I think if you are your authentic self and you believe and have passion in your work and your work ethics, I have a song called Get Out At It Like It's a Habit. You better get out at it if you believe in it. So I touch all the open mics when I can. I step in the ciphers, the pop locking ciphers. I still do that. So if you're not out at it and you're just online, nobody really knows who you are. They don't feel you. They don't feel you. They can't touch you. They can't talk. They can't relate. So your longevity is in your passion, your push in your movement, and your consistency in your existence in it.
The same goes for politics. If you're not outside, you can't run a campaign online. I don't care what your platform is. You better be outside.
Come on, Friday.
Our last question of the night comes from another audience member.
My name is Sarah, and I want to ask, is Medusa your name at birth?
No, my name is Monet.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Let's give it up for the beautiful Allegra Padilla of Levitt L.A. for getting our Q&A done. I want to thank you all. This has been a wonderful, wonderful moment for
really
me with
has.
you, Medusa.
Back at you Friday.
Illuminating conversations. Okolo, thank you so much for the opportunity.